right, I think we're live. Cool. What's up, everyone? I am Dominic. I am going to start streaming some of these Codevember challenges. I'm sure if you're watching this, you know what Codevember is, but if not, Codevember is it's another one of those month challenge deals where every day of the month you do a different challenge. This one's for code in particular. So I'm gonna try and stream as many of these as possible and kind of do them live, just because I think it would be fun. So hopefully you find this useful, entertaining, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna code some stuff and have some fun, and hopefully you do too. Cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. So the prompt for today is infinity, which I thought about like 1,000 different things to try and do, and I kind of just, especially for this first one, I'm going to start off a little bit simple and just kind of see where we get. But this one I'm going to do a just like a simple little infinity loader type of thing. Do some animation, some CSS and stuff in there, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to just jump right into it and start building some stuff out. So I dropped just a little bit of default code into this code pen here, and hopefully the text is all right and big enough for you to see. Let me just pull up the video real quick and make sure that it is. Also, hopefully my voice is loud enough. Oh gosh, there's an ad. Hold on. You figure if you're watching your own stream, you wouldn't have to watch an ad for it. That's kind of weird. Okay, there we go. Stream, you wouldn't have to watch an ad for it. All right, yeah, that sounds good. Cool. All right, so I will jump into some code here. So instead of doing SCSS here, we'll just do some post CSS. I think it seems like everyone is doing post CSS over SCSS anymore these days. We've started using it at 10up on all of our projects and stuff, and I really like the the ability to essentially write future CSS now and just have it compile down to compatible CSS for whatever browser it's in. So yeah, if you haven't looked into post CSS, that's pretty great. But that's what I'm gonna use. That's not what the stream's about today, but that's what we're going to do. So I am going to start out by just adding a couple of variables to the root here. We'll just do color. I'm just going to call this pink. I'm going to use like 2 of my default favorite colors that I use on everything. Let me find the right hex for it though. Pink, FF2A61, and we'll do color charcoal. Dogs are freaking out naturally. Cool. All right, so we got a couple of variables set up. On the body, I'm just gonna throw background color charcoal. Nice and easy. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna make a little infinity loader. So there's a couple of ways we can go about doing this that kind of come to my mind right off the bat. I can either do this as like a single element type of thing where I use a before and after and kind of like put borders and animate the before and afters individually, or I could do like a wrapping div with 2 inner divs. I think what I'm going to try and do, I'll just make it easy and do a single element here. So div class loader. It's just going to be an empty div. technically we should add like some accessibility text into this, right? So like if you were actually going to use this on a project, you'd like put in a span, do class equals screen reader text, and then close the span, and do like loading. And then I never remember like the exact wcag hide text. Whatever their recommendation is for hiding text is what we'll use here. Just make it nice and easy. Oops. Screen reader text. Oops. That's what I get for copying and pasting code right from another site. That was the most inefficient way to tab those over, but there we go. So that is gone. Good. And then what I'm going to want to do is, let's see, on the loader, we're going to want to do a before and an after. Both of them are essentially, we're just going to make them circles initially. So yeah, let's just build out the initial like state of the loader itself. So on, before, and after, and do just content, nothing. I'll do border 1 pixel solid bar color pink. How big do we want this? Let's just make it width 50 pixels, height 50 pixels. Let's display block so it actually shows up. Presumably, loader, content display border. It's got a width and height. Okay, let's see. Oh, well, it's because the loader itself probably needs a width and a height, right? I'll probably need to. No, nothing showing up. So we got div class loader. Oh, what did I break here? Did I put? No. What is that? Oh, does post CSS in Codevember? No. What am I doing wrong here? So the border's getting in there, right? There's an extra curly brace. Maybe I need to save and reload. Oh. No, I want that on top, please. Okay. It's like, I know how to do this in my head, but as soon as I start trying to show people it doesn't work. Okay, so it's the nesting. That's not working. Okay, I'm just gonna, I haven't used post CSS within, yeah, there we go. I haven't used post CSS within CodePen enough to know why that wasn't working, so I'm gonna just ignore that for now and use Sass. Cool. All right, so we've got that, good. So we've got 2 boxes there. Both of them are going to be border radius 50%. Just make them circles. Cool. And then the whole loader, we're probably going to want to transform, translate, or sorry, rotate in 45 degree. Nope. Full 90. There we go. Okay, cool. So that is the start. Let's make this a little bit thicker, like 3 pixels or so. There you go. That's looking good. fancy and add like a box shadow to it. Let's do something super weird here. Hold on. Let's just see how this looks. Give it like a glow. That's way too much of a glow. Can I throw a variable in an RGBA function and then tell it to be like 0.2? No. It's not going to like that. Okay, I'll just use the hex code from now. Let's see where that gets us. That'll work, right? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's looking pretty fancy. All right, sweet. This is just what I do when I code stuff. I see one thing and then I want to try like a bunch of different stuff. So I'll have a second one that's like inset. Yeah, that gives it like a kind of a neon looking thing. I don't know. That looks pretty cool to me. Sweet. So cool. That's looking good. Now what we want to do to like make this actually kind of an infinity symbol, right, is the corners. This is going to confuse me too if I don't get rid of this for now. On the bottom circle, the top left and top right corners need to come in so that they kind of form like a point, so that each of the circles are pointing towards each other, right? So how do we do that? I think that if how did I do this? I think if I just remove, yeah, because it'll come to a corner. So yeah, okay, so if I remove on the after, so we'll do the bottom one first. If I remove on the after, these are no longer both going to be 50%. Although I can probably, right, do border radius top 0. No. Why wouldn't that work? I'll just do border radius, I think it's 50, 0. It's weird that border radius top wouldn't work. So that's top right, bottom left. So I think on the top is the one that we want to be 0. Yeah, that'll give us the closest. And then I'll need to rotate these each individually, right? So we'll do the same thing for the before. Except this one's going to be on the one that we had before. So that'll give us the closest. If I then transform, rotate, I think these ones will be 45 day, right? Negative maybe. There we go. That's looking pretty fancy. I like that so far. And this one's going to be positive. Sweet. Okay, so those are pretty good. And then if we rotate this again, nice. Yeah, that's looking pretty slick so far. So then, because these are overlapping, we're going to need to bring them out just a little bit. So I'm going to need to transform, rotate, and then this is the after, and it's going to need to go down even though I rotated it right. So translate Y. We'll do like 10 pixels, see where that gets us? Yeah, that rotation just throws everything off. Let's see. Let's just do something dramatic and see how. Maybe transform origin 50%. No, that's not necessary. I guess I could cheat a little bit, right? And just do pop negative 10 pixels. That's positive. Oops, positive 10 pixels. Position relative. you go. A little bit easier. So I guess I'll get it like halfway, so we'll do 8. And then do the same thing for the before, except this one's going to be negative. 9. 9. Ooh, that gets us right where we need to be. Awesome. And we rotate that. That's a perfect infinity symbol right there. That's looking awesome. Cool. So that's kind of the final state that we're in here. So that's looking good. And sorry, just checking one thing. And cool. Sometimes my audio just like randomly cuts out, but it seems like it's doing all right. Cool. All right, so we got the infinity symbol built. Kind of want the border to be a little bit bigger. Is that going to be too big? In the middle. That's looking all right. Cool. Okay, so this is our final state that we want. So like, if we want to animate this a little bit, right? If we have both of the circles, since they're two individual circles, if we have them start on top of each other and then like bloop out to the infinity symbol, let's see how that'll work. So that means I'm going to comment these border radii out. Cool. So we just got two normal circles. And get rid of these tops, and then let's just position these both absolute. So I'm going to comment these out for now and put a position absolute here, so that they stack right on top of each other. Is that centered within the div here? Let's see. No, I need to not have a width and height on that, right? And that display block can go away. Sweet. Okay. So yeah, this doesn't need a width and height for now, but I think for all intents and purposes that's fairly well centered. Maybe if each one of these is 50, let's put the width and height back, make it 100 pixels. And then we'll position this relative. And yeah, okay, cool. And then I can just display flex, align item center, justify content center, get those nice and centered within the div. Cool. That should work just fine. All right, so that's centered on the page. Both the circles are stacked on top of each other. And now what we want to do is animate them out and have the border radius. So we'll need the border radius and the position of these things to animate together kind of at the same time to like bloop them out, right? So let's write some keyframes for, we'll just call it morph. So we have them at their initial state that we want, so we don't need a from, so we can do 2, and then we want it to animate to the border radius. So I'm going to need 2 different keyframe animations, one for each of these, right? So we're going to morph, we'll do morph left on this one. I'll camel case it because that feels better. So the morph left is the before. Go ahead, just copy that in there. So we'll morph the border radius on the before, which means so both of these are going to be position absolute. Right. just take the top. Oops. Get rid of that. Keyframes. Morph. Right. To top. Just quickly type it. The border radius from here. Sweet. Okay, so those hopefully should properly morph. So now let's apply those. So the after is going to be the right. Animation. Morph. Right. We'll just have it take 5 seconds for now and do it infinite times. Alright, so that's going. Well, it's kind of janky. Anyway, let's just see what it looks like on morph left. Just have them go together. Okay, because I position them absolute, it's going to be all weird. What I think is the thing that I need. Why is it like jumping around like that? That's a weird little animation, either way. Cool. Anyway, okay. So, because these are position absolute, I messed them up a little bit. So let's just go ahead and see. I'll take the animation off for now, and let's see where these need to go. Ignore the rotation. On the after, we'll just do a top 20 pixels and see where that takes us. Okay, so we probably want to do a 50% and then like on the before top -50, right? No. It should just be half of 50, right? So 25 pixels. That's not 25 pixels. Let's try that again. And then do -25 pixels there. Okay, and then with the morph, okay, that's at least getting us closer, right? So -25 pixels, 25 pixels. So that'll get us a little bit closer. Let's see where that goes. Oh, I need to remove them from the non-animated state. It's like it's rotating. That's bizarre. Why are you jumping like that? I mean, you get pretty close to where we need it to go. Let's drop this down to like 1 second just so I can see. Okay, so it's like the top is not being animated, and that's probably because I don't have a top defined here, right? So top 0, let's just see where that takes us. It should at least animate. That's better. Awesome. Okay, cool. So these need to go out just a little bit more. So instead of 25, let's try 30. Maybe even a little bit more, 40. It's looking good. We'll just go to 41. Yeah, that's about perfect. Sweet. Okay. So that's a little alternate. Let's see how that. it just goes back and forth. That's perfect. Cool. So we've got that blooping out just the way that we want it. Wonder if we make that drop, that box shadow come out. After yeah, let's see what that box shadow looks like being animated into. We'll make it a little bit more prominent, right? Yeah, that's pretty slick. I like that. Cool. So we'll do that same thing on the right. Awesome. Cool. I like how that turned out so far. All right, so now if we want it to be like a loader, it kind of seems like once it loops out, it should like rotate and then kind of go back in. So let's say at how do we want to do this? So once it's finished blooping out, right, morphing out, then we want it to rotate. So that'll be like halfway through the animation, right? So on the morph, instead of that just being the end, we'll make this, if I can find the percent key. There we go, jeez. We'll do 50 there, 100% is it going. So we have transforms on it right now, right, on both of these things. So we need to, we're not going to be rotating each one of these individually. We're going to be rotating the wrapper div itself. Okay, good. So that'll be easy because we already have a transform on there, so it should understand the animation. So we don't actually need to do anything with these animations right here. What I'll do is I'll add a new animation, and we'll call that keyframes rotate, and it's just going to rotate a full 360 degrees, right? So just rotate, transform, rotate. Yeah, that should be right. Let's see where it goes. 360 dig. We'll apply that to the wrapper here. Animation, rotate. This is, we'll just make this last 300 milliseconds just for now. Infinite. Okay, that's like way too ridiculous. So I need, let's see, I need it, once it gets to the full symbol part, I need it to essentially pause. So like the total animation, let's have take 2 seconds, right? So if I add, how do we want to delay this? How do we want to delay this? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make it so that there is no overflow here, so those scroll bars can just stop. That was not helpful. What did you do here? I don't want the body to be 100%. Why is that? Strange. Okay. Let's just make this viewport width. Or sorry, viewport height, viewport width, and just call that good. No scroll bars, no freaking out. Good. Okay, so we're pretty close there. This rotation just needs to be there needs to be a delay on this rotation, right? So let's do animation delay on here, 500 milliseconds, and let half of it, If we let it run the full second, and alternate it. So if this is the way that these animations work, right? Okay, so if the morph right and morph left are alternating, let's just take this animation off here for now. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, right? 1 Mississippi, 2. I think that's right. So in total, that animation is taking 2 seconds. Hopefully that's right. Right? Okay. So we'll just change these to be consistent units too. Don't want this to alternate. I'm confusing myself here, man. Okay. So part of the problem is that it's not actually going all the way around, right? Because we have 90 degrees already. We need it to go 90 degrees past that, right? So 450. That should at least get us back to the start, right? Animation. Let's get rid of the delays on everything. Okay, that's closer. Cool. Yeah, I like that so far. I wonder if we can add some easing to it, right? Let's do easing.net. Let's just pick out a nice start out slow, fast in the middle, in slow, yeah. Some ease out expo, in out expo. I think if entirely too quick. Let's try something a little bit less aggressive. Sweet. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Nice and smooth. It's got a fancy little glow. Yeah, cool. I'm happy with that. Trying to think if there's anything more we can do with that, but I think that's probably a pretty decent place to stop as a decent first shot, first little fun thing for Codevember. So yeah, sweet. I hopefully I don't know. I enjoyed that. That was fun for me. Hopefully you got something out of it if you watched this video. Um, yeah, cool. This is like my first, I don't know, real attempt at doing a like Twitch coding thing. So hopefully it worked out well. I definitely would love to hear your feedback if anything was weird, if I did anything that was not helpful or annoying or anything like that. Definitely let me know. And as the month goes on, I'm going to try and do one of these every day. So as the month goes on, I'm sure things will get better and better. And I'm definitely going to plan to do some more kind of just more interesting things than just like this weird little loader that's kind of like a fairly simple thing to do here, right? Like this isn't anything crazy. It's just using keyframe animations and some positioning to do stuff. So it's not anything like super crazy or out of the ordinary, but I think this is a good start, and hopefully you found it at least interesting and entertaining to watch. So yeah, definitely if you're on Twitch, throw me a follow. That way you can know when I go live and stuff to do these little code pens. My Twitter and stuff is all on the screen here. It's all just Magnificode as well. So yeah, definitely follow me there, and I look forward to doing more of these. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.